Absolutely work. It says we
Please
are
be kind
live.
to
So
that.
we are live, everybody. Hello, Bosto. Favor to one and all. May favor grace you and find you favorable. And we give the big hug to everybody. Got my Sky Pilot. I don't know why his jacket is off. Hey, buddy, where you been?
I missed it.
But like, hey, man, you got to stay dressed for the occasion. So anyway, just give this for all the children in the world that are crying, and then give a double hug for all the adults who are crying.
Mm,
And tell
yeah.
them, as Michael Jackson would say, you won't have to cry no more.
Yep.
So anyway, there you are. Hey, Miss Trina, this is a second look, and my co-pilot and co-navigator is Miss Trina Phoenix. How are you doing, my dear?
I'm great. How are you?
Any better? I'd be freaking fantastic, beyond the light fantastic. So that's how I
Yeah.
am. Yeah.
Awesome.
Fantastic, isn't it? It's just,
Yes.
yeah. Welcome everyone in the chat room and watching. Welcome Soul Tribe, and welcome all the moderators. That's right. Nina sells the Anakarana t-shirts.
Yeah.
So she
I
left a
love
link
them
in
too.
there.
Rainbows. Oh, they're awesome.
So let's do some. Hey, Big Al is in the room.
Yeah.
Got my flags from Trina. Oh, how about that?
I did. I got him a flag and Dave a flag. So they both, Perry and Al, they both have big flags like you do. And it's like, so they can put them on their garage or wherever they
Why, y'all patriots, I tell you what an awoke group.
Yeah.
It's so good to see you, brother Al. There's Deborah Truex. Hi, hon. Good to see you, and Posey and Wendy and Gaia. And so everyone, big hugs to you. Support our people. They make fine crafts, and have good talents like
Uh,
Trina. If you're needing some deep healing in many different modalities, she is one you should be in touch with.
so fun.
See, she said that's what makes a difference. When it's fun, it's really
It's,
fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
Getting to witness people turn on their power is just so beautiful.
Trina, I wrote a poem. Well, actually, I was writing this for the show Thursday night. I'm going to share this with everybody. So, everyone, this is my creative writing. You can hear more about that on the Steiger Perspective Thursday night. So, I open up with China virus, China virus, China virus, and the cat in the hat is not a racist, but a cool cat. After all, he does live in a hat. How unique is that for a cat that lives in a hat who calls himself the cat in the hat? Whereas the council culture has not a clue, for they have been sniffing way too much glue. And now they have not a clue as to what reality is. But that's okay. They walk with their heads in the sand, only to find that darn cat in the hat staring back at them.
Absolutely. I love it. I
So,
love it.
anyway, people, there you go. So, what's happening, Trina? How's everything in Phoenix and your reality?
Everything is good. The weather's good, other than like you. We've been getting lots of the chems going big time. Big time here too. So yeah.
Capture some more. Um, so, on Sunday, I'll show people later. But you know what we have coming here in the Front Range?
Hmm.
Uh, the models are coming together. Any way you slice it and dice it, we're in for. They're estimating in my region up to potentially 50 inches of snow.
Oh wow.
And someone, thank you, Lost in Space. They apparently like the poem. Uh, and it rhymed. Well, of course it does, Scotty boy. You
Isn't it awesome?
know, we rhyme all the time. That's how we
I
tell
think I was
time.
telling Wade, I think the spirit speaks in poems a lot. I think that's why so many people write poetry. It's because they're connecting to a higher vibration of the words.
It's a sign of a powerful wizard, too,
I
or
think
witch.
so.
It
Yeah,
is.
I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
It's
All
the
spells
spirit.
that really do tell will always be by the threes, because then you can always see what the spell is going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Teresa, part of the Andromeda 7 group is
Yes.
here. Hey, and Jenny is in the room. So,
Yeah.
hey, Constance. So, what's up, Drina? What's got
Um,
any downloads coming to you?
you know, very interesting you say that. I literally had a vision that I was literally all of a sudden just with a dragon, and she gave me this beautiful golden egg and told me to go and plant it. Interesting, right?
Hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
profound. It was very real too. I mean, very real, very interesting. And I've been getting a lot of information about the grids and how they're changing, and lots of information about, hold on, guys, earth changes are among us. I mean, there's so much going on right now. It's insanity. But
Yes.
I keep having an awareness too of like this duality that we're facing is has been done to us over and over again. And a lot of us that are here right now, I keep hearing, because they showed me that I took an oath in Atlantis
Mm-hmm.
to come back at this time to be a part of the movement that would prevent the genetics being damaged, because we realized then, after we were tricked, it was like too late to understand. So we did the best we could to correct what had already been done. But I see this like happening again. So I'm seeing like Atlantis contracts and oaths. That's why a lot of us are here to try to make a different choice. So yeah, it's
When
interesting.
you talk about time, of a time, let's say back in Earth time, the thing that I was in doing a little traveling last night, and actually I was in class. Um, Time, we have the wrong perception of time.
Yes,
Time is within a dimension itself, which
yes,
means Atlantis is still alive.
yes,
It's still there. It's
yes,
still the energy that those energy fossils,
yes,
us, our energy is still there. And that's why it's a snippet in time.
yes.
Yeah. Very interesting, the
Yeah.
whole thing, isn't
Dimensional
it?
beings existing on multidimensional timelines.
Mm-hmm.
That's all
And it's
exist.
true.
It's all existing now.
By the way, I want to say thank you to April and Jay. They have a channel called the Spiritually Raw channel and the Collective Super channel. They had me on this morning. They interviewed me. We talked about the birth certificate. We talked about a whole myriad of things. They want to do a part two because I don't know. They said the hour went by like that, and it
Oh,
did.
yeah.
But
That's
much love.
Wayne. It's like poof.
Yeah, bam, baby. You know.
Yeah.
But they are definitely Soul Tribe members. As I told them, I said, you just don't know it yet. I said, but there is a growing group, and we call ourselves the Soul Tribe, and we are a blend of healers and
Yeah.
wise women, wise men. We have mastered wizards and master sorceresses and
Alchemists, empaths.
alchemists,
Yeah.
and yeah, and so they're going to be checking this out more and more, and we just send them big love and thank you again. I'll be putting the link in when they send it to me, and
Right on.
so everyone go over and check them out.
Right on. I can't wait to watch it. I love that information. It's so fun. So send me
This
it.
one was fun too. I mean, there is so much when you realize what really is going on, you realize you don't really know what's going on.
Right.
It's true. I mean,
It's
you go
so
now, wait
true.
a minute. I mean, all right, I got that figured. Did I get it? You
No.
go, no, you
Yeah.
know,
It's like, nope, that's not right either. Oh, yeah, it's
yeah,
a conundrum. It's such a conundrum.
it is a conundrum. And it's, listen, something is definitely happening to Homo sapiens. Any
Yes.
way you want to slice it and dice. I know a lot of people are talking about, well, everything that's going on certainly is mimicking what some would describe as the tribulation period. And it's real interesting because, as I explained to someone yesterday afternoon, we are the tribulation period.
Yes.
We are the ones who manifest it. And the
Yes.
work that I'm studying with Dr. Safar Harari is that he points out The interesting thing about human beings, Teresa. Hello, Teresa. Gotcha. I can see you in the chat room there. That Trina, human beings can create. Not all species in the universe, even in the galaxy, can do that.
They can't.
That's why they've got us trapped here,
Yes.
because we are literally the genie in the bottle.
Yes.
Makes sense?
Yes, it's
What do you
true.
think on that?
I think that's absolutely true. That's the thing. I'm like seeing right now. Right now is the whole Adam and Eve story happening again, once again. Remember, they created Adam, and then Adam he was too smart, so they had to put him to sleep,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then same thing in Atlantis. We had a certain level of knowledge and education and wisdom, and boy, big cataclysms came, destruction, all knowledge lost, start over again. I see this happening over and over again. So apparently we're at one of those critical junction points where we can become basically like the gods again with our
If you
ability.
don't do it this time, you go back into the wash cycle, because
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
convinced. I have known Ben Davidson since 2013.
Mhm,
I do agree with the science that's now showing our sun very in
mhm.
the very near future, within the next 50 years,
Yeah.
will experience a micronova.
Yep.
And that is the Great Reset.
Yep.
Uh, it could be that nearly 7 billion people die like that.
Yep.
Or maybe it might be extenuated for a little suffering to add in there for the sauce. But no matter how you look at it, a reset is already, it can't be stopped. It's going to happen. Now the question is, what are we going to do?
Right.
I think
Right.
we're going to look within, right?
Yeah, because you can't stop this. So I mean, you can
No.
prepare to the best you can, but really, this is going to be wherever it's going to go. It's going to affect the world in a very, very big way. We don't know what it is. Biblically, they say 1/3 of the earth is scorched. So look at it. That could be a potential. We don't
Someone
know.
wrote, I think it was Loretta, that said, Dan Winter says that we'll be able to transmute physically. I do believe that in fact will happen. I mean,
You too.
death is not what we've been taught.
No.
It is not. It is, and some will master the transmutation, the transfiguration, the transition in a blink of an eye.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, for
They'll
some
embrace
reason,
it. They'll have
yeah,
no fear,
yeah.
and they'll be like, awesome. Let's
Raven,
do
you're
this.
spot
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Yes. Raven just hit it right. It's a revelation of history cycle of cataclysm. That's all it is. Exactly. We just like adding all the characters to the play because it makes the event less scary.
Yes.
Yeah, I
And I
mean,
think many of those characters are us.
well, they are us. And
Yes.
you
So
know,
this isn't our first rodeo. We signed up for this. But like I said, I think many of us, like I said, remember I told you, Wayne, I know I agreed and I was really
mhm,
mad. I had to come back, but I was like, I agreed. I know I did. I know I did. I know I did. But I
son of a
couldn't really
bitch.
remember exactly where that came from. I literally got to see it. I took an oath in Atlantis. I think that's why it biblically warns do not take any oaths.
Yeah.
They bind you. Yeah.
I in my travels, it's my I can tell you the REM sleep is becoming very interesting. The dreams are becoming much more intense is the best
Yeah.
word I can use. I wake up now with it firmly impressioned upon my mind, and I immediately extrapolate, all right, so what was seen in this?
Right.
And what I'm seeing in my dreams is, and I can tell you, I am in a place, and sometimes it is in a hotel suite, sometimes it's in a house, but I am constantly missing my keys to my car.
Ooh, that's very important symbolically.
Yeah, and then there's other times where I can't remember where I packed my suitcase. And so I'm looking for the items that I need to put in my suitcase and I can't find my goddamn keys. And
Next
yeah.
time, if you can remember, if you're lucid enough, know that the keys are within you and manifest them in your hand, but they come from within you.
Well, it's interesting how, and that's why we have this tribe here, because we can talk, and so I don't have a problem talking about my dreams, but
Yeah.
when you
I
start
told you I
having
just had a
this,
dream about a dragon and a golden egg.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean,
I'm like, whatever.
what do you do with a dragon egg when you plant it? I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I suspect that you're probably going to get a lot of more dragons. I don't know.
I just don't know. It's like, it's so funny. I keep having these
Yeah.
golden egg dreams.
But
It's
when you said egg, I have to say, I thought of two things immediately in my mind. Fabergé, number one. I saw this beautiful egg. And then, of course, what, we were discussing yesterday on my show, that the moon in the ancient Sumerian and African tribes was called an egg.
yes.
Man, that was deep.
It
So,
seeds a species, and see, that egg is an artificial egg versus an organic egg, because there's two kinds.
Jenny says, keys to the transport you don't need. You are the key. Well, there you
Yeah,
go.
they're from
See?
within. Yes, you
Yeah.
have the keys already.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
But still, it shows you how on the, and I don't call it the subconscious, I call it the superconscious level,
Yeah.
that there are things going on.
Yes, so
Yeah.
many things. Yes.
Yeah. I have a sense that many of us, when we meet here, we're meeting in some other place.
Absolutely.
Does that make
I
sense?
agree. I agree. Absolutely.
Yeah, there's a lot of spiritual work being done in these hours.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I
And it
mean, I
continues
sense
while we
that.
sleep. We meet when we sleep. I've seen the soul drive. I've seen you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 Interesting.
The coolest one I saw was when we were all supersized, like big giants, and we were encircling the earth holding hands, focusing energy into the planet. It was like, wow, powerful. I was like, whoa.
Well, I got
Whoa.
a sense that there, because we have the ability as what I call super beings, because we are, is that we don't understand the complexity and the diversity, as you like to use the term fractals, of what our conscious really is.
Yeah.
I spend time now, when I first wake up, I wake up all the time now. It's 3:03, exactly 3:03,
Right.
3:03.
Right.
And I've been questioning the big egg, the big one, and as to purpose, thought, beginnings.
Mhm.
And as I approach this consciousness, and this is what it is.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
And Trina, this morning, it was very, very moving, because I said, I don't know what you are.
Mhm.
I don't know who you are.
Mhm.
I know nothing about you, but I sense that I am very much a part of you, because I see whoever we want to call creator, wherever you want to put your name to it. I don't put a name, because no name can contain it.
Yes.
It's really, and this is what I find myself saying now. I say, because it's the first thought.
Mhm.
And because of that first thought, I was brought into existence.
Yes.
And I just melt when I get in that place. It
I
just,
know.
you know,
Isn't it great?
I almost want to start crying here. So
I
I'm,
do
you
start
know,
crying. You
yeah,
can't help it. I
yeah,
start, the emotions are so
yeah,
powerful in that
yeah,
resonance field,
yeah,
that frequency. Holy macaroni. Whoa.
yeah, yeah,
Powerful. And you're so absolutely right. And Wayne, when you really, like you said, when you get close to it, it's you, but it's a part. It's not all of
yeah,
it. Like, it's bigger than you are, but you're still so intimately a part of this. It's
yeah.
so profound the way it
There's a
feels.
line in the movie Joe versus the Volcano, when Joe and Meg Ryan, they're on the boxes. I mean, not the trunks. And the moon is coming up. And in this moment of delirium for Joe Banks, as he sees the moon, he says, "Forgive me, I forgot how big I am." And that's what I'm experiencing with this. It doesn't have and the interesting thing is it's lost its personification. I just see it as thought.
It's so amazing. It's remember how I kept telling you they kept showing me everything as a body, and it's like the planets are in our bodies. This whole system is literally within us. It's the most profound thing when you can truly get that connection going, and that's when you start to reconnect to your meta abilities, because you become global as you're no longer separate. You're literally
Mm.
one with everything that's created you, because all of it is so connected. It's so profound when you start to intimately connect to that truth, and it awakens different frequencies inside of you.
It do.
Yeah.
Boonish Rising, hello. Haven't seen you before. Favor to you. Says, I, for the first time, feel I have a family here. 36 years I've lived and felt I had no family. Then I found moi,
Yes,
and you
I
led me
understand that.
home. I just would love to hug the family physically one day. We shall. We are going to do that. This will not last forever. It
Yeah,
will
and we
not.
already do too. You most of you just don't remember it, but I've seen it. So we do in the astrals already.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
we
we're
know each
already
other
creating
instantly.
it.
Yeah,
Because I
it's
mean, I've hugged Trina many times.
me too.
Uh, you know,
Oh, soul
yeah,
drive.
and I got to stop watching the chat because Teresa, every time I start to talk, I see your name popping up there, and
Right?
I
She's
tell
good
you,
at that. She's
I know it. I know you, powerful woman. There, that's what a
yes, yes,
wise woman
yes,
is, right?
yes, she is.
But I've seen us all together holding hands,
Yeah.
transmuting the power and letting healing to take place, let ascension take place, higher levels. I believe that the time will come when we will all be able to join hands
If we
and
keep
many of us will
imagining
go
it,
into
like,
the astral.
yeah, if we keep imagining it and seeing it,
Yeah.
it will manifest.
Yeah.
It has no option. It
I
has to.
mean, I see David Barry there with Big Al and the rest, and I think there will
Yeah.
literally be that's where you have the transfiguration, where you will see us literally, and it can be done because here's the thing, whether you want to believe the story or not, but we have evidence of that written in ancient text, particularly in the book of Mark, where this transfiguration takes place of walking in between the dimensional realms.
Yes.
See, that is the thing I always thought about the Old Testament. I saw Star Trek in the New Testament because you have teleportation, you've
Yes.
got transmutation.
Yes.
I mean, come on,
What if
folks,
that's
this is
all it
Star
was,
Trek.
Wayne? What if
Huh?
this is all it was? It's
Yeah,
true. What if it's all it
yeah,
was?
exactly.
I
I
keep
mean,
saying a lot of
we're
this
going
stuff
to do
was
it.
technology. Yes,
We're
it was
going to do
technology.
it.
Yes, we keep.
I see a time coming,
Yep.
tribe, where there are going to be those amongst us who will hold hands and we will literally open up a dimensional portal
Yeah,
right
because
there.
it's so crazy. What I keep saying is the technology can only imitate what we are organically capable of. And you can look what it can do now.
Hmm.
So that means we're greater than that. That's crazy train when you think about it. That's the whole party tricks like the Jesus dude. That's the whole thing. Like that's
I
what it is.
love that. The
But it
cycle party. Wait a minute. I did not want to show that.
I'm like,
Um,
yeah, that
I
Jesus,
like
you shall do things I do and greater.
uh,
It's like, yeah, because we
that's
can.
cool stuff, man. There ain't
Yeah.
no doubt about
'Cause-
it.
Yeah. Party tricks
Yeah.
evolved full on. Yeah.
So I got this. I want to read this to everybody because this is really kind of cool. Kind of tells you where we are. This is again Dr. Safari. I really like this guy's mind. I really do, Trina. He says
Yeah.
in here in this paper, and we'll probably get more into it tomorrow because it's rather lengthy, but it says this, and I love this one. Those who are on the path to ascension nowadays probably find the urge to often go within and explore the deeper side of their consciousness. The light of consciousness has accelerated at the same time, giving rise to acceleration of time. That is commensurate with upshift of planetary and personal natural frequency of consciousness vibration. There is, and what in the heck is that? There is a tendency for transfiguration, translocation, eventually leading to transmigration of consciousness to the higher dimensions with the intermediatorial visitations of the 0 point field. It is clear that there is now an outpour of cosmic light of consciousness from the fifth harmonic universe and the 7 higher heavens, and the cosmic divine rays emanating from the Trinity of the Godhead that included the Emerald Order, the Amethyst Order, and the Gold Order, containing the highly potent plasmic light of the aurora that is proposed to re-encrypt our damaged and reversed homophagenic system, as well as clearing and cleansing our bioenergetic systems of the alien AI genetic implants and the mutations caused by the black goo.
Wayne, did you
Yes,
mention that Venus's orbit has reversed?
it is. It's changing.
And that would be the reversing of the polarity in us. And it's a heart. Venus is the planet of love. It's this is it.
And let's extrapolate that further, Trina. Think about this. That means the Earth is as well.
Yes.
There's a transmutation, transitioning taking place here.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is desperately why they want it to stop. They're yeah, because
I think
they
the
know.
seers of the past saw this coming. Now it's been
No, we
interpreted.
did it. We did it before. And that's why
Yes.
we know we did it before. And we were like, we realized we were tricked. We realized it was not a good thing. And it was really not good for us. And we have deep remorse over that. That's
The
why many
wizard
are back.
Paul, the apostle, the wizard Paul, he wrote many dark secrets. Remember, the apostle Paul had the Liber Lilith. Now ask yourself, what the freak would the champion of the New Testament be doing with the Liber Lilith? But I digress. But he saw this event taking place.
Yeah.
He saw it in the vision of what we're living in now, where the light beings, us, are literally going to transmute right there on the spot in the blink of an eye.
Mhm.
I think that's just my take on it.
I think so too.
I mean, there's a lot changing, and you cannot say,
They say when the Jesus dude died on the cross that they would they had to put a shroud on his face because he was so bright. The light was so bright they couldn't look at him, and that's what burnt that image into the shroud. That's what they say. So that's the transmutation of into the light body. That's the light body.
I'll take the light transmutation. I'm not so sure about the dude on the stick, but that's okay.
Like I
Everyone.
said, I don't think it was who they say, or I don't, there's so much that's so wrong about it, but I do think that there were people that literally were able to get this light
But it
body out.
never happened, because I can tell you, the Roman government, when it conducted state executions,
Yeah,
they were signed off on.
no, with
They're
the whole
the,
Palladius thing and all,
but
it's
I
so,
do believe in the other universe that took place.
that's what I think. I think this was
Yeah,
a fifth
there's
dimensional expression. I
yes,
really
thank
do.
you.
And I think this was literally, he was
Yep.
one of the first ones to realize how to fix the human dumbing down through the ascension process, which is the meditation, the reconnection,
Mm-hmm.
the work. It takes work, but it can be done. And I
Yep.
think that this is what they're really terrified of, is truly us coming into remembering what we're capable of.
I think they were, the the allegories of the stories lead us to, for myself, is trying to say,
Yeah.
hey, humans,
Yes.
you guys got the keys, get them back.
Absolutely. And that's all it was. It was
Yeah.
a teaching. It was teaching, and somebody who actually did things like this. I mean, Wayne, you've seen these healings and stuff. These really
Oh,
are real. They're
they
not
happen.
that big of a deal. If the frequency is there to match it, you will see it. So all this
I
stuff,
laid hands on Lynn on Sunday. I mean, I came down with a 12-hour bug, and then she caught it, but I laid hands on her, and it alleviated and shortened her period to where I suffered for a good 12 hours when I laid hands on her. And I laid hands on myself, and it
it's better
still
when
worked.
somebody else does.
Yes, exactly.
There
Thank you.
really is.
Uh,
That's why we need each other so much. We really
because
do.
I believe in it. And to me, it's not religious. It's not connected to spirituality. To me, it's connected to physicality.
It's basically magnetics, frequency,
Yes,
and
thank you.
heart generated. It comes from the
Yeah,
heart. The real good
yeah,
stuff comes from that
yeah.
center. It's like, it's simple.
It's like
It's
Marsha's rods of raw. I mean, that those are powerful, and
holy moly, yes.
I mean, it's powerful stuff, as they would say, you know?
Kick out headaches and everything. They're amazing.
Yeah. And if we could get more people, you see, the reason why most people don't do this because they don't believe it.
Because right,
Yeah.
they have no
They got the virus
conceptual,
block, it's like, you know,
right. They literally have no conceptual realization that this is possible. They think it's just imagination,
yeah,
comic book stuff. But no, it's like those are based on
mm,
what we literally are organically and innately born capable to do.
we are.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's like with my wife, Lynn. Lynn's been a nurse for longer than many people in this chat room probably been alive. But
Okay.
she, as I told her, and she's awakening at the same time in her path. But as I told her, I said, "Hun, you've been a healer since you came into existence."
Yeah.
And I
I
said,
realize, honey.
"Your path was naturally drawn." And she said, "Well, no, there were things that happened back when she was younger." And I said, "No, those things happened because you made sure that they were going to happen." And I said, "You went to where you knew what you knew best."
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
It's
I
true.
mean, yeah,
Literally. I think we create like a plan for ourselves before we come down here, and we literally
I
stand up.
hope we do.
Yeah.
I hope we really did to get a business plan put together and
I
said,
really
you
think
know,
that we do. I
yeah.
really do. I've seen this so many times. I'm pretty sure it's accurate because I really do, especially at this timeline, Wayne. They've explained to me over and over again. Do you have any idea how many people want to be here right now? And
And
they
you
would
think
have.
about it,
I'm like, this place sucks, And they're
it
like,
does,
you
but
have to remember, right? They're like, you have to get beyond what you're experiencing. They're like, it's just temporary, but the real part of you that knows more, and it knows that you wanted this, you signed up for this, you swore, you took an oath that you would come back at this time to go through this to save as many as you can. And they're like, you knew you would, up there. I think we have Superman capes on. We take on crazy shit because we don't realize how much it feels like here. It's a whole situation when you're going through it. You're like, what was I
yeah, but
thinking?
you think about this, we're approaching 8 billion people on the planet. There
Yeah.
have never been, and at least in this cycle, this many people ever on Earth. So that tells me that I think there is a standing line only now, and you can't get into the building because it's maxed out, meaning Earth. But they came here for a purpose. We came here, and you think about it. When we jumped in to this realm, I'm a baby boomer. I came in 1955, but I saw this event happening.
Mhm.
And I believe that even the new arrivals, even if they're still in their infancy, even in their development time, they're going to witness the event.
Mhm.
And this is an event of a cosmological, it's a big deal.
It's a huge big deal.
Yeah. I mean, you got alien life coming from all over the cosmos coming here because
Watch.
the thing with our sun about to pop is the fact there's a living planet here. How and our Earth has handled this before. I think it's a cleansing for the Earth.
I do too. I
Yeah.
I do. I really do. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm. I think that all the hieroglyphs that Rex and them are shown with the plasma events and stuff like that. I think that this is what they're looking at is micronovas and novas, and this
Yeah,
is
I mean, you know, we thought that those were aliens, and there's been so many. I've even done videos on it that
no.
they're not aliens. They were looking at the plasma sky. I mean, good place to go see that. Check that out. Is the Thunderbolts Project?
Yep.
Yep, good place to go.
Yep.
Yeah, and we're
I
about to see it again.
I really do think so because we've moved into a different part of the solar system with moving into a new age of Aquarius. We're moving through the solar system right now into a new position. So yeah, I think that's a big deal.
Chat room's going crazy, by the way.
Right on.
Spinning around. It's like, okay, everybody. But so the event's coming. We know that.
Definitely.
It's
Yeah.
it's on its way. It's going to happen. We're going to be a part of it. I'll still be alive. I believe most people in here will.
Yeah.
But I wanted to bring up Marsha Price, one of her mentors, suddenly passed on,
Mhm.
and there have been some really interesting departures of others. And it's kind of interesting because I wonder if they're going, I almost made it. I almost made it. I don't know.
I think once they get up there and they're like, why didn't I get to stay for the end? I think they have an understanding that they were needed there more. So that was
Yeah,
part of their grand finale, was the energetics that they would be able to manipulate from the higher frequencies.
that's what I got. I finished the book. It's quite interesting. I love Marilyn's writing, but with Michael Jackson. So if
Yes.
everyone who didn't get it, I'll tell you how it ends. Michael Jackson is right now, he is part of a cosmic group of healers for the earth.
Wow. Right on.
And what he has done, and if you'll listen to his music, like Man in the Mirror, for instance, but they don't care about us anymore. Um, those songs are healing songs, healing vibrational songs.
Yeah, we
And
are.
this is part of Michael's ascension process, is to help us heal.
That's, I'm telling you, this is
Isn't that
why
weird?
so many of us are here now, was because we wanted to help heal and help people to ascend as much
Yes.
as they could. And I think a lot of us have been through this before, time and time again. And like I said, we're trying to protect and preserve the organic awesomeness that you were created as.
Pamela Jean, I agree. There's a lot of people say I'm a alien hybrid. I listen,
We all
I
are.
think we got, and that's what I was going to say. We ain't like them folks.
We
There
aren't we
are,
aren't like the original man template.
thank you.
The original
Yes.
man template is 12-stranded DNA with meta capabilities and access to the libraries, constant access. You're never cut off. You have constant access to the cosmic collective as
E-
part of source.
And
So
even
we
the
don't have that
time.
anymore. Like I said, they dumbed Adam down,
Yep.
dumbed him down.
And how I know that many of us are not of this realm, not of this earth. We have graciously, these bodies have allowed us to have a contract with them.
Correct.
They have allowed us to inhabit them, and there is a symbiotic relationship. But
Yeah.
even when they've tried to kill us, and when I say, when all of us have faced near death experiences, whether
Mhm.
it's illness,
Mhm.
accident, whatever. Even a lot of times, women giving childbirth, many times, are right there on that edge.
Yep.
But they couldn't stop us.
Mm-mm.
They couldn't.
I can't.
No. When you do energy healing and the other types of modalities,
Mhm.
I see it as you're basically clearing the blockage out that allows for the natural transition to conscious ascension.
The easiest way I can describe energy healing is as the one facilitating. You know how to set your own personal vibration to a specific rate that facilitates healing, and just your frequency, their body. It's called attrainment, because subconsciously our body always reaches for the highest vibration because it wants to feel good. So it's,
Oh,
yeah, so it's a cooperation. It's a dance of frequencies. So when you can elevate your frequency, and when you've witnessed miracles, Wayne, like you have instant recall of that frequency because you've witnessed it. You've held,
I know it. I can
yes, you
taste it.
know it.
I can
That's
it.
what I mean. So
Yeah.
this is the key for me, is when I can get into that state of gratitude and that frequency of witnessing miracles, I can establish that frequency in the field. And if they can grab it, winner,
You
winner,
know what
chicken.
I smell? And this happened, I think it was like in the second crusade I was in. Um, I smell cherries. I smell almond blossoms.
It's funny. I always smell like orchids.
See,
The white
and then that's when I know that the power, I know that the power is there and healings
flower.
can take place.
Yeah,
Now that you're talking, I can see that is that we are physically charging and changing the immediate space.
absolutely.
Yeah.
We're altering the material world.
And it's interesting because I would pray in tongues. You
Mhm.
get you literally, and I'll just be candid with you, you have to get into a meditative state.
Yes,
It's almost a trance state.
yes,
Yeah,
yes. It's a
if that
different
makes
area
sense.
of the brain. That's what I
Yeah.
mean. We're accessing different levels of consciousness that are organic to us. But like I said, they've really tried really hard through the hybridization because most of the hybridization is trying to get races that aren't permitted to get in. And the only way they can do it is if they use our genetic codes because it carries frequency.
Yeah.
That's their key.
And that's odd because this is what I'm picking up is that we're not aware that we are vassals, not vessels, vassals of, I don't know what to call it. We call it energetic energy. You can call it spiritual energy, but I've become so
Light,
in tune. Yeah, light,
living light.
living light. That's a good term. I like
It's
that.
conscious light. It's
Yeah.
living light.
There are
Living.
some people who I can see and I immediately see past the physicality. But
Mhm.
there's others that I can't get past the physical aspect. And
Because they're
when
more
I,
physical. They view themselves as their body. So you see them as their
very
body.
good point. Thank you. That's very insightful, Trina.
Yeah.
You're
View themselves
are
as
you a witch?
no,
Wise woman.
I don't know what's going on, but I've been able to do stuff. Yeah, I go, always.
That's like, man, or what? You got an encyclopedia there? I mean, what? You got the freaking Grand Oracle?
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
it.
yeah,
But
yeah.
that's very and it's true. I mean,
It's
I
like
think,
literally too, I was shown this morning. They were like, remember how they've altered your ability to tune into your higher channels, just like a radio. They keep showing me this over and over again. They're like, they broke your dial. So they're
ooh,
like, fix the dial. I'm like, okay, fix
ooh,
the dial. How do we fix the dial? So food for thought, guys, y'all working on that one right now. Because they messed up
what a
our antenna
great
dial.
analogy.
They
I mean, you
broke the
think about
dial.
it.
Yes, they broke the damn dial, and we need to fix the dial. But they also showed me this is where the crystalline grid's coming in, and this is where all the grid work has been coming in because that's reestablishing the dial on the antenna again. So we're actually building frequency to where now the dial will actually be able to lock back into the higher chakras
And
naturally.
the problem is when the dial is broken, you're
It was like
stuck on a channel that you may
a
not
lot,
even.
yeah, bad ones
Yeah,
too.
I
They
mean, it's like,
locked us
get me
into
the
the
freak
worst.
out of here.
They they did, and that was part of the
Oh,
440 transition,
yeah.
the music, all of it. They showed me this. They were like, they broke the dial. I was like, oh,
Mm, mm,
they're
mm,
like, time to
mm.
fix it. I'm like, okay, right on that. Right on that.
I can look back at my life because the great thing is you progress on the path. And listen, the you, as Lynn and I, as I've told her, I said, honey, the aging process is more mental than it is physical.
It's a program.
It's a program.
Yeah.
And
You can
I'm
extend more
still the
years if you want.
22-year-old
Yeah.
hippie that,
Yeah.
when I'd walk into a room, well, the first thing they asked me, did I have any drugs? But no, I'm just kidding. But, you bring in that energy, and people used to say, well, here's Steiger, the party's on. But,
Yes,
you know,
absolutely. I love
but,
it.
someone's got to break the ice. I mean,
Absolutely.
but
I'm coming up, so you better get this
but I
party.
have seen in the past where I've gotten my channel broken.
Yeah.
I got stuck, you
Yeah, the
know?
frequency. Yeah.
Yeah,
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 it's like a frequency
yeah.
cage. Remember you were talking about that the other day, and I was like, "Oh, frequency
Mhm,
cage."
mhm, mhm,
Yes,
mm.
yeah, yes,
Yeah,
cage.
mhm.
And and frequency cage.
Oh, man. Isn't
Just
it?
like
And
I said,
now
this
I'm
is
triggering
why,
that the
yeah,
fact a Faraday cage. What
you
is a
got this is
Faraday
why it's
cage?
so important because they know what's getting ready to happen. It has to be
Yeah.
one thing.
Hmm,
It's all making sense to me now. It's like,
hmm,
oh,
hmm, hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm. Truth
Yeah.
bombs going off
Yeah.
everywhere.
Free baby.
Hey,
Mhm.
Marsha Price. I
Mhm.
love this one. This is such a cool
Like I
design.
said, fix the antenna, guys. When you get into these higher realms of consciousness, you literally have broken out of a Faraday cage.
And isn't that really also, I mean, and symbology, when we use, and these are different symbols, but they go back. I mean, the interesting thing about alien crafts that have crashed on this planet is that one of the symbols I saw looked very familiar to the Anaconda.
Yes.
So it tells me that there's a universal language of symbols that carry that potentiality of energy and power and transformation as well.
It's before word.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Before the word. So it's very
yeah,
powerful. It's back
yeah.
when you're looking at organic plate templates versus templates of man.
Mm, mm, mm. That's why I love the healers because and in your work in energy healing, I mean, that's again, it's another modality that people just, you know, yeah.
I think it helps too. I was born triple fire. So woohoo.
You're a hot one, girl. When people say Trina be hot, I mean,
Yeah, triple
she's
fire.
hot. She's hot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably too hot for most people to handle.
Yeah. People complain that lay next to me, sleep night. They're like, you throw off so much heat. I'm like, I know, sorry, can't help it. It's just how I run.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, my wife and I, we had to get into a point where, because I'm like that.
Yes. I'm telling you, my father is too. Certain people, they run fire. And
I
my
have
father,
the window open when it's 0 degrees outside.
yeah, my dad does too. He woke up one morning, he broke all the hair off of his face because it was. I'm like, Dad, seriously? I
I
mean, come on,
love
that's
it.
a little extreme. You have a heater, you have come on. I like it cold. I'm like, yeah, well, now you got no eyebrows.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
but it's interesting because again, it shows like now, you know, I have a brother that lives down in Houston
Uh-huh.
and he loves it. He loves that heat and humidity.
Yes.
I couldn't get the hell out of there fast enough, when
We're born with different elements that rule us. So like
mm,
I must have more of the sulf and the phos and other people they have more of the other ones and they crave different things and their body prefers to be at certain temperatures because it comforts their physical being, their
mm,
makeup. So these are like super powerful correlations with how we truly are being controlled by our elements. So we need to know what we are, what elements rule us, what elements are we strong, what elements are we weak. So, like I said, I've got 23 elements in Earth. Holy crap.
exactly.
Yeah, that's why I can
I
manifest
mean, it's like,
power
okay,
because I can bring it into Earth from fire, make it
you
real.
see, as I see this gathering coming together, and I see it happening in probably less than 20 months, I think that it may in fact get that way. Some of us may have to take a long boat to get here, but nevertheless, it's when you bring all these marvelous,
Frequencies,
yeah, I see all of y'all as spirit beings. I mean,
frequencies of
yeah,
light,
yeah,
beautiful colors, and oh, beautiful.
yeah. I mean, it's a light show that no man could ever replicate.
No,
Yeah,
no,
because, and I got a sense that when we gather together, we're not going to be alone. There's going to be
no.
many other entities from different realms.
It's
I
gonna
mean,
be a
the
lot
word's
of
going out on the
angels.
other
You can't
side.
believe you made
Party.
it through. You can't believe it. Yeah, because this is a rough ride. I was explaining. This is Harvard, guys. We ain't playing here. This is Harvard.
But I see that happening. I see that the word's going out, and then the other dimensions, they're about to have a party down there.
They
Y'all
already
get
are.
ready. Y'all get ready. It's going to be a party.
Yeah.
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 Someone says we are the Rainbow Warriors. Yeah, I like that. Think
You
agape love
bet.
always. Yeah,
You
we
bet.
are. We
Yeah.
are the light beings. I
You
mean,
bet.
you
Yep.
know,
Yep.
many
Yeah.
other cultures have written about us.
Yes. And
And
they're
and
returning.
I want to say we're not star seeds. We may be, but I see us even.
Well, we had to be star seeds because
I
we
guess we
came
had to
from Earth.
be in one aspect of it. You think about it.
Saying we exist before Earth was birthed. Wrap
Would
your
we
brain
be
around that.
seeds or would we be? I don't know because I always see seeds as unlimited potentiality. Well, I guess that would be us.
Yes. That's
You
yes.
see, this is how you learn, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm telling you, seeds of
I'm on the
potential.
front row, man. I'm taking notes.
Yep, unlimited potential because
Yeah.
we have connection to the all.
I always loved being the teacher's pet. So,
Yeah,
that's why I was such a studious learner because, you like the praise, right? It's kind of like
I
the show you and Robert V did that one time, we all seek that approval.
yeah.
I mean,
I was a
we all need
troublemaker,
it.
but the teachers that could figure me out, they've always made me the teacher's assistant. And
Hmm.
then their life was wonderful, and they didn't have to grade their papers or nothing because I do all their work for them.
You
So
know
the
what?
ones
I felt that
who
I
keep
really
me
made it
busy, I kept them busy.
in the ninth grade. Because of my grades, I got to work in the office.
Oh, I got to
Oh,
work with
hell yeah.
you.
My job was to check the attendance rolls.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, and it was interesting because back in that day in Texas, they actually still paddled kids,
Oh yeah, they paddled our they
Oh,
paddled.
yeah. I sat there many a time, both girl and boy. And I went, oh, boy. And, but anyway, yeah, working in the office was cool.
They let me work in the office, and then they kicked me out of that too.
Why?
Well, because I was supposed to be suspended, and then I started doing all the office work, and I was talking to everybody and running everything. And they're like, "You're supposed to be in detention. This isn't working out either." Yeah, they had a hell of a time with me, Wayne. Yeah,
Trina, I wouldn't have pictured you to be the party girl.
terrible.
Really?
I was terrible, and I had so much energy. Like I said, natural fire. I
And you
was
were
a
a natural blonde, right? I'm assuming.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
literally white
I got
hair,
my eye on you.
hair, like white. My
Oh,
brother,
really?
my brother too. Yeah, we look like cotton ball kids.
When
Yep.
I lived with my dad, we worked in the garden for all summer down in a little town called Genoa. And my brother and I were absolutely completely, almost bronze and towheads, the same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That
But
was
that
my
didn't, that was only because we were bleached out by the sun. That's all.
yeah. My little sister was born with a little bit more of the bronze, like you said, but she
Okay.
was primarily blonde too. But my brother and I, we were like really had white blonde hair when we were children, and then it
Do
went
you ever
away.
try to be a cheerleader or anything?
Yeah, I did do that once, and I
I
did
can see
gymnastics.
that.
I was more into gymnastics. I did that for like 12 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's pretty hard on the body.
I could fly. I loved it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I
And
know.
both
Yeah.
of my daughters took it on too, and one of my daughters was national champion in the highest level, which they throw those kids 40 feet in the air. One of my niece and my daughter. So yeah, they were on the same cheer
Wow.
squad.
So very much into gymnastics, huh?
And soccer and all of it.
Mm.
Always physical, riding quads and dirt bikes our whole life. Got a family full of guys that love to hunt, so all of it. Yeah,
Would you have considered yourself at a time being a tomboy?
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. We live next door to
I
two
rode a
sisters.
motorcycle every day, Wayne. I was like, they titled me that even like no matter what. I was the only girl who rode a dirt bike to school every day. So
Trina, you had to be hot, girl. I mean,
I had to, save
yeah.
me a 2.5
Y'all
hour
digging
bus
this?
ride,
I
Wayne. I was
mean,
like,
are
I
y'all
ain't doing
digging
that.
this? I mean,
I'm
Trina,
taking
I
the
love
dirt bike a
this.
mile south. It's happening every day.
You
Yeah.
see, this is what I love about getting to know everybody because this is a side of Miss Trina that I would have never,
Yeah.
never had associated with. But now that I've got this insight,
Yeah.
I'm kind of going like, if you and I had been, at the same age, about 17,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep. It
we'd
would
have,
have been trouble,
we'd have been
Wayne. I'm
trouble.
telling
I
you.
mean,
Oh
that's all
yeah.
I gotta say.
Oh yeah.
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 Like the
Yeah.
song
Yeah.
Lindsey Buckingham's things. I think I'm in trouble.
Absolutely. And then at 16, I got a 74 Trans Am, and that thing was fast. I took my friends and we tried that shit out for Daisy Duke style. It was awesome. I broke so much shit. It was so fun though.
So were you the type of girl that always went out with the jocks, or did you go out with the what was your type of attraction drawn towards?
You know, um, in high school, I had a couple boyfriends, and one was like a super jock, but he looked like Tom Cruise, and he was super fun.
Of course.
And then the other one was he was more into like focused on business, and he wanted to run and own a construction company, become a
An
millionaire
entrepreneur.
before age 30. Yeah, and he did every single thing he focused on. Yeah,
Excellent.
yeah,
Excellent.
so yeah,
Yeah.
but I was drawn to like more of the more people who like to camp, hike, fish, boat,
Hmm.
do stuff like, because I was very physical and I loved
And you
the
grew up in the desert, right?
yeah, but I had Lake Havasu, I had Mexico, I had Grand Canyon, there's Sedona, there's just a
Yeah.
lot just
Yeah.
right in my neck of the woods. And yeah,
And see, in my reality, that's called desert.
yeah, there's a lot to do and it's fun.
My people never did well in the desert.
Yeah. See, and I think that my grandfather, that's why my whole family ended up in Arizona, was because my kid's great grandfather, he was told by his doctors to move to Arizona because he had really bad allergies and he was sensitive to humidity. So they said, you need to go to, Phoenix. It's the driest place. And he always did really good in Arizona. So that's how my whole family came from, like my father's from Ohio to Arizona, 3 generations,
Excellent.
4 generations ago now. Hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
You see, folks, and I'm reading in the chat room here as I'm seeing this go along as well, and I'm going, uh-huh, uh-huh. Some of you were some tomboys and some bad
Yeah.
girls. Marsha Price says, I hated school, didn't fit in there either, and I'm telling y'all, I didn't want to come here.
I only wanted to go to school so I could meet people and find out where the parties were. Other than that, I could care less. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to see that I wasn't the only one there in that,
Yeah.
because, well, the state of Texas saw in their grand wisdom not to allow me to finish high school, which was cool.
Yep.
The lesson I got on the street provided me with so much more real life than I was 5 years ahead of everyone my age
You know
because
what I'm hearing?
what's that, hon?
A lot of people now are looking at the self-taught people as the true authorities of our systems and our world and our sciences now, because they're realizing that the ones that are so-called the professionals don't know what they're talking about. I see
I'm
this
not going to argue that.
I see this as a big thing that's going to be coming, is self-educating. I think it's going to be one of the new parts, that education, and the proof will be in their fruits. You'll see how brilliant these people are when they can actually self-teach
I
themselves.
couldn't think of a better apprenticeship for a future philosopher than being at the age of 15 and growing up in the streets of Houston in the Montrose area.
Yes.
I mean, it was fantastic, folks. I'm not complaining. In fact, I can tell you, Trina, when I exit out of this realm, I'm going to say I had the best time ever.
Right, right,
Yeah. I
right.
mean,
It
yeah.
was a rough ride, but I'm glad I didn't get bucked off.
Hey, you know
Boy,
what?
it was cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
There
Absolutely.
are such things of, grander spirits because, you look at all of us as we've grown up, and I can look at myself. I know of at least two situations that could have been really bad,
Yeah.
but amazing events happened that removed me out of a situation. And yeah, and I have a
Divine
sense it's the same
intervention.
way for you.
Divine intervention. Yeah, I see it
Yeah.
all the time. I saw it yesterday. I was at a client's house and we were supposed to do some healing work. Well, she forgot she had another doctor's appointment. They were going to charge her $100 to cancel the appointment. So she's like, can you wait? I'll be fast. I was like, oh, absolutely. So I was going to sit and wait for her. And then all of a sudden she got on the freeway and the freeway was completely locked, dead, blocked, locked. Huge accident. So she called the chiropractor's office. She's like, I know you guys were going to charge me if I can't make it. She goes, but I'm not going to be able to make my appointment. She's like, I know the freeway. You can't get here. We won't charge you. Have a nice day. So she got to turn around and come back.
That's fantastic. So, true story, 16 years old, I was in the Heights in Houston. This was 1971, and a guy and I were visiting some people upstairs in this small apartment complex.
Mhm.
There was a guy downstairs who, as we were walking up, said, because back in those days, pot was illegal in Texas. You can go to prison for 10 years for a seed. And I still remember James and we both looked at each other and said, no, no, we're going to go upstairs. So what we found out 2 days later, we were upstairs at the same apartment getting blasted. And all of a sudden, there were cops everywhere. And I mean, not just one, not 10, there had to be at least 30 or more.
Yep.
the guy downstairs that had offered us a joint to come into his apartment was a mass murderer
Oh
who
my
had killed
God.
9 young men the same age that we were.
Oh my gosh. That's insane.
Yeah.
Whoa. You know what's
So
really weird when you talked about that? You know, a friend of mine too, he was getting ready to go to work one morning and he has this old truck that he takes really good care of, so it never doesn't start. His truck wouldn't start. Tried for 2 hours, kept calling his work, and he worked at a ski resort. And when he finally got a hold of them and told him that his truck broke down and he was on his way because it finally started, they said, "Don't come in." And he was like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "So and so murdered everybody this morning at work." So they killed 9 people. If he would have been there, he would have been another one. But yeah, his truck just
you
mysteriously
see,
wouldn't start.
it's these little things, folks, and that's why I know we're all of us, every one of you that are listening, you're a part of something much bigger than yourself, and we're doing some great things here, Trina.
Yeah. And there's things holding us together that we can't see. And have faith
Yes,
in that because it's truly present in your life. Just work with it and ask for it and receive the benefits of your support systems that we're here to help you through this incarnation.
I say many of us, we are of a celestial tribe,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Yeah. And
I
we're
have a
part of
feeling that
helping
some
each
of
other
us
out.
are here actually watching others and saying, "Okay, come on, come on,
Yeah.
come on." Yeah,
And like we help each other too.
yeah,
In we don't even know we're doing it. So
no,
this, like I said, when you have a conscious awareness of this, you can actually become consciously involved. So it
yeah.
just takes levels of awareness and we're
Mm.
remembering a little bit at a time.
Trina, that's why I enjoy your fellowship. It
Oh,
is
you too.
just an absolute delight. It's pleasantness is what I would call, using the term Tesla. Um, I'm just reading some of the chat. Well, next week, daylight savings time goes into effect. So adjust your watches accordingly because you'll be at 11 o'clock now.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Like I've got 11 already, right? Wait, I got a week.
it's like,
Like
man, I
we
mean,
didn't change and I didn't
yikes.
know, right? Because you all change and I never change. So I'm like,
No,
oh,
I
when
know.
are they
And
doing that again? Because it messes me all up. Because everything I
it's
do with
ridiculous.
everybody else outside of Arizona changes times, but I always remain the same. So
I
yes,
think Indiana is the other state that doesn't change time. Isn't that right? I think that
I
they,
don't know. I thought we
uh,
were the only one, but
you
I
may
don't
be. I don't know.
think it's because we're so close on the equinox. That's why we don't. Yeah.
You know why they do that, don't you? And it's something that's
Screw with
ridiculous.
us.
Congress ought to just stop it.
As
We're
I say,
not a,
just screw with us, Wayne.
yes, we're not an agrarian society anymore. I
It
mean,
doesn't, none of I don't think any of it's right.
none of it's right. It's
Mm-mm.
nuts.
No, and especially too with now the shifting that we're going through and the
Mm.
transition into the age of Aquarius, I think everything's going to have to be reevaluated. This is, I think, when you see these big time changes and the reestablishments in history, it's due to these types of events.
I see that.
Yeah.
And by the way, folks, someone was asking, I mentioned about the Bed Bath and Beyond thing. I think you can see that on foxnews.com. But anyway, it led to this big brawl. And get this, because someone cut in line. And I mean, these are women, and then the guys got involved. And the
That's
thing
the
about it is, there's a
frequency.
little baby right there. It happened in your city.
That's the frequency of rage.
Yes.
It's a frequency.
Did they
I'm
cover
telling
it
you
on the
guys.
local news there?
I'm sure, I didn't see it, but I don't watch the
Yeah.
news. So
You
that's
don't watch the news. That's right. So
I.
anyway,
But they
yeah,
probably did. But that's what that is, guys. And I literally, we're going to have to be really conscious of this. And if you guys see this behavior, run. Just get out of the way because you may not be able to stop it. A lot of people are going to be taken over by these frequencies and they won't be able to fight back.
just
You
make
guys,
like a tree and
with all
leave.
the psychic attacks and all the crap that we have to go through, this has been preparing you for what's to come with the frequency battles. You'll be able to battle them just as you do dark energies. This
And
is
when you see it, just get the puck out of there.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Clear, get out of the field as fast as you can. Yeah.
Oh, go. Run, Forrest, run.
Run, Forrest, run. Run, Forrest, run.
All right. Much love to everybody. Thank you all. Miss Trina, I'll see you on Friday and Saturday, right?
Yes,
Andromeda
Friday
7.
on Andromeda 7 and Saturday on Milky Way Soul Tribe. I am going out of town, so hopefully I don't have signal connection issues or whatever, but I still should be good. And yes, we'll see you guys
Well,
then.
safe journeys for you, hon.
Thank
Wherever
you.
you be going. So we just surround you with favor.
Yes.
You know, I'm going to
Never
do that. Men
So-
on film. I'm going to give you 2 around the worlds with favor.
Oh, thank you. Love it.
All right, everybody. We love you all. Y'all are just fantastic. And we'll
Always.
see you as we continue this journey. And just love one another and know this, that you are the best and you are greater than what you can ever imagine. That's all I got to say. What do you want to close us out with, Trina?
Will you come into my parlor? Said spider to the fly.
Back in my time, I had a few dates that were like that. And I swear I got out by the chinny chin chin. That's all I got to
Yeah,
say.
it's like there's new webs coming into play. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
which one will you be drawn into? Be careful because the spider is out for the fly. So
Run, Forrest, run.